from a manager's perspective, Bill, what does a manager do if a team member pulls the anxiety card of mental health?
Yeah, I know. The anxiety card, the mental health card. It's a tricky one, and there's been more and more managers that have kind of shared with me that these days this is kind of getting a bit hard. There's, and employees, you're seeming to expect them to do the work they're doing, and then they pull the anxiety card on you. And it's easy to be judgmental. It's easy to be go, "Oh, here we go again," mumble, 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 kind of say disparaging things about this human being. But one of the really important themes is again, there's so much misunderstanding that people have around their mental and emotional health. They don't understand it very well. They might be grappling, with some difficult stuff, because there's good 20 to 30% of people who are grappling with quite difficult circumstances in their personal lives, either with themselves or with family. So the ability of a leader manager to be able to lead into that conversation and inquire about the anxiety. And so there are guidelines that we teach in terms of how you would have that conversation and how that kind of maps across into the physical context as well, so that you're inviting the person to develop their own self-awareness around their situation, not playing therapist, not playing doctor, not going into any of that sort of territory, but doing it again in a really caring and compassionate and appropriate kind of way. And a way that's really important because businesses, the major injury area that businesses are dealing with these days are psychological injuries.
Yeah.
And so businesses managers need to understand this whole space and not be freaked out by it. It's pretty straightforward when you understand it, and you can be kind and compassionate, and you can kind of help people traverse the things that they need to do. And fortunately, the new psychosocial hazards and risk legislation is ideally helping. So businesses can take a compliance attitude, and it's like, oh, damn, government's introducing this legislation, making us do things we don't want to do. Or it's an incredible opportunity to do both what I call culture and compliance. So you can really make huge changes in the culture by having a much more proactive approach around psychosocial safety management.
So what I see happen when team members come to managers and they pull the mental health card or the anxiety card is the manager is like a deer in headlights, and they just back away and they go straight to HR and they say, mental health issue, don't know what to do, and they palm it over to someone else. But can you just explain that, that line between having a mental health card pulled and talking about work and talking about personal, it's all blurred, right? And it can all become one conversation. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So part of this, my aspiration is seeing managers expand their skill capability. Largely for most managers, it's very task focused. You got to focus on tasks, have people do tasks to get results. Well, the big shift is around, not only task, but also task and relationship, and then to get results, and, involves community and so forth. So, there's an expanded skill set that can really help managers to do this relationship thing. And it's not relationship in the sense that, you become my best buddy. None of that sort of stuff. It's about helping managers to know the communication skills and very, very focused on helping the other person become self-aware. So that then what can happen is that the managers can be more discerning, more helpful, and even with some of our clients, Carly. So, for example, HR people have found that the skills that we teach to be incredibly helpful, because again, HR can fall into the role that they think that they've got to have the answer all the time as well. And then, you know, the skill set is helping people come and start to think about their own access to resources that they can be responsible for personally, and then, you know, the organization can help them further.